Hey, hello everyone. We're back over here with some information on our home shopping and home search. That journey that we're on now, which is to find that property on the water, on the ocean front, canal front, anything that we can launch a boat out of, and it's salt water. We don't want any lakes or fresh water. So we went to the Keys the other day, which I will be um, comparing the Florida Keys, which is our dream location, dream destination. Um, and I'm going to be doing some research in the area just so you can compare the Florida Keys to what we are currently pursuing, which is Englewood on the west coast of Florida. Obviously, the Keys is for us, my wife and I. That's the ideal place, a true retreat. But fortunately, a very expensive area to live. Prices in the Keys have skyrocketed in the last few years, and doesn't seem like they'll ever come back down. Because even though back in 2008, 9, or 2007, when we had the issue with the economy and the housing market meltdown, all that, not even then did the market uh, go down much in the Florida Keys. So we're going to go ahead and show some information here so we can compare to what our other our second option of finding a place, which is we're comparing the Florida Keys. So we got Key Largo. Key Largo is the first key in a chain of islands that stretch from the Florida City, which is the last city prior to the connection of islands in the Florida Keys. So we have Key Largo, and you have numerous keys leading all the way down to Key West. So we're going to start over here with, let's say, this property over here, which is for $510,000. Let's take a look what we got. So what do we got? We got a 2-1, and let me see what that's all about. Let me see if I can. We got a 2-1. It probably is a trailer with a canal in the back for $500,000. So this is probably with HOA, because I see like a pool in the back there. So these are by owner, by the way. These are listings by owner. This is not even though at Zillow they're listed. My search is by owner. Yeah, this is a trailer. So you're basically buying the lot. You're buying lot 50, lot 5, and that's the address over here. That's the address. So you're basically buying a lot and you have a trailer on it. So this is one of the examples of the Florida Keys. Not a CBS construction, no blocks, none of that. You're just buying the lot. So let's take a look at this property over here. This is for $355,000. Key Largo. That's the first key of the chain of keys. Look at this trailer. This is a very old trailer, and I'm going to see if I can find the year of this trailer. But not to knock it, but it's an old trailer. We have the lot is 10,000 square feet, which is a good sized lot. No HOA, which is a great thing. And these kind of properties, you have to buy them cash. There's no financing on these older trailers. Last time I did some research on buying a trailer years ago, it was the oldest trailer you could buy, and this is going back a few years. That's like a moving target. So you're looking at Back then it was 1980. The oldest trailer you could buy was 1987. And this is going back maybe 10 years. So let's just say 1995, 97, more or less, give or take. That's what I'm assuming the year would be for a financing on a trailer. And I could be wrong. Don't take that to the bank. But that's my experience on buying a trailer. It can be an old trailer. And then there's been a lot of changes since the last hurricane, which I don't remember the last hurricane that went through the Keys. Anytime you have an existing trailer and it requires repairs beyond, I forgot what the percentage is, let's just say over 25-30%, they won't give you a permit. So you have to look at possibly a tear down, and then you have to build a CBS construction with all the new codes, which is elevation and all kinds of stuff. So since this is not what this is about, I'm just throwing that out there for information. What we're here to do is look at this property. So let's look at the property. It's old. This is the trailer part. This is like an addition that was attached, that's attached to the trailer. So we're gonna keep going at it here. Okay. No, not bad. I mean, it's not it's a nice looking place. At least it's not too bad. At least the pictures. But you can tell this is a trailer. Just the dimensions alone, it's a narrow construction. Yeah, it's been redone. But remember, this is the Florida Keys, so windstorms, hurricanes, all that, these things don't hold up well. I'm not one to invest this kind of money on a trailer. It's not even on the water. So for us, since what we're looking for is a waterfront, this is just to compare value. And I keep going back to using the word value because on the other videos, I always highlight Englewood as good value. And you could buy a property for $250,000 on water, CBS construction, 2-2 garage, on a canal, 30 minutes to open water. And here you buy for $355,000, or at least that's what they're asking, a trailer on a dry lot. Dry lot meaning no water, no ocean access. So this is what it is, and it's unfortunate because the Keys is such a desirable place, So look at here, built in 1960. So this is a 1960. You're not getting no financing. You got to dish out this amount of money for a trailer. So you're buying a $355,000 lot. It's what you're buying on a dry lot. Not wise whatsoever. So let's keep looking over here so you can do your own research. Let's keep going over here. Let me zoom out a little. So this is another key right here. Let me see. Let's see what we got. Let's check this. This is the one that we just saw. Let's look at this 398 over here. See what that's all about. 398. Here's the property. So this is, it looks like another trailer. It's a 2-1 built in 1999. So this is a newer trailer. There is an HOA of $173. Lot size doesn't indicate. It says here condo. So this is a condo. Let's see what we got over here. Looks like it's a condo. Yeah, number 91. So it is sort of like a condo. Yeah, it's a condo, but it looks like a trailer, but I'm not getting a close-up picture, so let's keep looking here. Keep looking here. Okay, I mean, it looks nice, but yeah, I think this is a trailer. Um, I don't think this is a condo. RV, yeah, that's a trailer, a recreational vehicle. So it's not a condo. They call it a condo, but it's not a condo. So what do we have? Is it on the water? Nope, I don't think it's on the water. There's water back there, but I don't think it's, the water belongs to the RV. I think this is one of those association deals where you have the pool and you have a marina, which is not a bad thing, but that's not what we're looking for. We want to have our own boat in the water on a lift, and that's what we're focused on. And since I'm doing this to compare the value, we're going to keep going at it over here. So let's keep going over here. We're still going down the Keys here. There's another one over here for 325, but I'm not going to bother with it because that's in the same area, which is, you know, the association deal, which is not what we want. So I'm going to go back to this side and look for another house. Okay, let's open up this 1.25, $1,250,000 for a property that is a 3.3, 1,823 feet. It is a house. It's got the metal roof, built in 2020. And let's see what this property is all about here. Nothing fancy. A lot of the homes over in the Keys have rocks. It's hard to keep grass over there green, so people do this kind of stuff. They put rocks or gravel, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, let's keep looking over here. I notice the elevation is low. I'm assuming this is it's a nice property. It looks really nice, really sharp. You know, very comfy. So let's keep looking at it. It seems like, yeah, like they said, it's been redone 2020. I'm not sure if it's a whole new construction or did they remodel it in 2020. But I'm going to keep looking over here. So this is basically what you get for $1.25 million in Key Largo. Once again, I don't think this is value, but let's keep looking over here. This is like a little, seems like a jacuzzi in the back. And guess what? I don't think this even has water, because the guy's got the boat on a trailer and it's on a marina, I would assume. That's what it is. Let me keep looking over here. Yeah, let me read the description and see if this property even has waterfront. Let's read the description over here. But it's the Keys, I'll tell you, it's it is expensive. All right, let me tell you. Let's keep looking over here. I don't think this property is, yeah, this property is right here. Look at the water, how far it is. So you got a dry lot for $1.25 million. I mean, is that crazy or what? You know, on previous videos, I indicated that you wouldn't, there's home that we highlighted on a corner, and it had a lot of water frontage. I mean, I would say over 150 feet of water, you know, seawall, waterfront, and it was like, you know, for $698,000. It obviously needs repairs because of the hurricane, and this is Englewood I'm referring to. And I said, well, this home in the Keys, this will cost you probably north of 4 million, 4.5, and I'm about to say that I cut myself short there, because this is like crazy, you know. But anyway, I wanted to do this video for this simple reason, because there's just no value. Obviously, the Keys, the reason you're in the Keys is for the water, the lifestyle. It's very laid back, but there is a lot of homes out there that are beyond my reach, and just thinking of it, the more I go out there, and because we drive over there sometimes looking for buy owners, because the realtors, those we can find easy. So when we drive out there, we gotta go in some of these communities and just drive around, because you'll see a little sign, but it's like hoping for, like it's like a lottery ticket. You're looking for this home and it just doesn't exist. So anyway, I just wanted to do a short video on just the comparisons of what you're getting in the Keys. And then again, guys, I'm not knocking the Keys. I love the Keys. I wish I could afford it and be there, and like anything else, you try, you try to find, your place at reach, whatever you could afford, because you want to balance in life. You don't want to find yourself, over your head, and then you can't even enjoy the property because you're paying mortgage and taxes and insurance, and so I mean that's not what we want. So anyway, I'm gonna close up here. I just wanted to do a comparison as far as what we get for our money, and look at it here. Let's see this real quick before I close up. This is a Key Largo, 749,000. It's built in 1976. The lot size is 4363. HOA 278. So you're basically buying a trailer, and let's see here if it's on the water. It may be on the water. Let's see. Let's see if this one is on the water, because a lot of times they're on. See, this is an older trailer, and then they did the little attachment. That's very common over there in the Keys. So they're not really homes like CBS homes. They're trailers, and these are older pictures. I'm looking at it. There's this 2018. So these are older pictures too. So I'm not sure what that's all about. So let's keep going over here and see if it's on the water for $750,000. This is what you get, I don't even think it is. So this is what it is. See, I mean, how crazy is that? And I'm not knocking the Keys. Remember, I'm just comparing the value. Even though I'd rather be in the Keys, how can we say that living in Englewood with your CBS home, with your boat back here, and let's just assume that this is my backyard, and I could just easily walk in my backyard and get on my boat and go fishing, or go to the sandbar, come back, wash it, and I go back in my house. How can I say that for a couple of $100,000, like 250, under 300, I could do that? I could do that right now. I could do that today. And here, I can't even buy a 1960 trailer on a dry lot, which you have to buy cash because you can't finance an old trailer. It's just crazy, So anyway, I'm gonna close it up, and we'll continue our journey, our search for that beautiful waterfront property. Thank you.